Today this is going to be a 5-minute pregnancy movement. The postures are ideal just when you wake up in the morning, if you're feeling a little bit of a backache, or last thing at night. So nice gentle movements. If you have got issues with your wrists, there are 2 other options, and I'll demonstrate those as well. But we're going to start off in a really gentle box. So it's really just to warm up the spine and the pelvic area. So I'm going to spread my fingers wide and bring my shoulders over my hands slightly. My knees and feet are going to be bump width apart, depending on how bump's doing at the moment. And then I might have a slight bit of pushing into the floor with my hands. And I'm hugging baby. So I'm not squeezing my tummy in. There's just a gentle abdominal hug. I'm going to keep my head in line with my spine. I'm going to inhale here. And then on the exhale, I'm going to separate the shoulder blades, turn my head to look at my belly button, and do a very gentle back roll. So we're tucking the tailbone a little bit. And then you inhale, you bring your spine to neutral. Depending on how far gone you are, you could lift your head up and pull your shoulders down towards your bottom and keep fairly straight back. Or if it feels good, you can lift your bottom up a little bit too, but be a judgment on how your back feels. And then there's that gentle exhale, separating the shoulder blades, drawing the belly button in. And then the inhale. And you can add to this with breath, with sound. So you're inhaling and exhaling with sound. Inhaling. Exhaling. So really drawing your attention inwards into your body, seeing how things feel. If your wrists hurt, there's 2 options. You can see if it is better on your fists to do a cat-cow. Or to come onto your forearms, shoulder width apart, and then hands shoulder width apart with fingers spread wide, and just doing a gentle cat-cow here. And then the next option, perhaps we'll stay on our forearms, but you can come up onto your hands into a box position, is just wagging the tail. So we're just moving the tailbone side to side. There could be a slight tailbone tuck, because we do tend to posteriorly tilt when we are heavily pregnant, so the bottom will stick out a little bit. So a little tailbone tucking downwards, and we're just very gently swinging side to side. If you want to add a little bit more to this, you could take your head and shoulders and squeeze your waist as you squeeze one side and stretch the other, and then inhale, turning, squeeze the other side. We're still hugging baby, so it's an inhale, then exhale, squeeze. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. So again, we can do this with sound, so it sounds something like this. And then coming back to center. The next move we can do, again, on forearms, perhaps with bricks, so we could raise up our arms, or we can go onto our hands, is thread the needle. But we're just going to do it very slowly. So we're hugging baby, shoulders are over hands, fingers spread wide, and we'll bring the arm up and squeeze the shoulder blades. It should feel good, and hold it there for 1, breathing big breaths, 2, 3, and then exhale, go to where it feels okay for a very gentle twist for you. You might have your head on the ground for 1, 2, 3, and then inhale, come up. We're going to do the other side. So we're going to bring the arm up, squeeze the shoulder blades for 1, 2, 3, and then very gently deciding where it feels good for you, depending on your body and size of bump, for 1, 2, 3, and then inhale, gently come up. My knees are bump width apart, and so are my feet, so I can just slide into a child's pose, or I can do head down, bottom up, depending on what feels good for me today. So I'm just going to choose a child's pose and hang out here for a few breaths. And then I'm going to inhale, come up, bring my hands underneath my shoulders again and hug baby. And then I'm going to do hip circles round. So I'm going to lift my bottom up, tilting my tailbone, tuck it in. I'm going to do 3 like this with long breaths one way. And then reversing. And then bringing myself into that neutral position with the spine. I'm going to go back to child's pose. Something that's quite fun to do, and it's something that you can use in early labor, is to do like a swooping cat from child's pose. And as you exhale back in the angry cat shape, you open your mouth and you yawn widely. The mouth is very connected to the pelvic floor because it's a sphincter. So opening it wide and yawning really helps the pelvic floor relax. But also, because it's a yawn, you eventually start wanting to yawn naturally. And it's a way of getting into that rest and relaxation part of your nervous system. So it's a little hack to try and see if it works for you. So starting in child's pose or baby pose, we're going to inhale, come forward low. And then exhale, angry cat. Oh, fake the yawn till it becomes real. So it's really nice for the arms as well. So we inhale low. And then exhale, yawn it back while you're tucking the tailbone to angry cat. So we do it one more time. So inhaling. And then mouth wide. Exhaling out with a sigh. Okay, fantastic. And then we'll walk the hands to the knees, roll the toes under, and come into a squat. It doesn't matter if your heels are up. And if your heels are down, see if you can try and parallel your feet. We're going to lift the shoulders back and down. This position might not be good if you have pelvic girdle pain, so perhaps avoid it. But if your pelvic area is okay, you can do this. Yeah, it's very good for gravity, for baby birthing prep, good for helping baby move. And then we can do a gentle stretch here. We could lower the left hand down on fingertips and then bring the right arm up and stretch up and squeeze the shoulder blades. Should feel good in those shoulders, yeah. And then exhale, coming down, and we're going to repeat it again. So bringing the hand up in that squat and squeezing, lovely. And then exhale down, right arm up, squeezing, fantastic. Exhale down, left arm up. And then this is something we're doing with breath with sound. So we inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. And the great thing about the squat is, not only is it helping with gravity for birthing baby, it's very hard to lift your pelvic floor while you're in this position. So you have a softened pelvic floor for baby birth. Thank you. And then to finish off, we're just going to come to gentle seated and cross our legs, rest our hands, roll the shoulders back and down. So we inhale up, exhaling down. And then take the right arm over and stretch it out. And then take the left arm over and stretch it out. release down. Thank you and see you next time.